Hey guys, guy in a wheelchair here. I know I haven't made a video in a while, and I will make a video about that, but that's not what you're here for. Today we're going to talk about the infamous War on Christmas. That's right, we get this bullshit every year. There's a war on Christmas. Stores don't want to say Merry Christmas. They say Happy Holidays. And this year is no different. I read an article on the Washington Post, or in the Washington Post, however you want to phrase it, that said that Trump is going to do, I guess, extra things to combat the war on Christmas this year. However, it was kind of confusing because in the article, all it said in the way of combatants was that Trump tells Melania or however the hell you say her name, not to shop at stores that don't say Merry Christmas in them. I don't know. The rules are arbitrary and I don't understand them, but that's beside the point. Today, we're going to completely debunk the idea that there's a war on Christmas, and we're going to do it without using atheism at all, because let's face it, in this particular instance, as in many instances in pop culture, atheists are considered the bad guys. So nobody cares what we have to say or how we feel about it anyway. So we're going to approach it from a religious point of view and a couple others. This argument is in 3 parts. And I claim no responsibility for the creation of any of these arguments. I've never heard them made together like this. They may have been somewhere. But either way, I do feel like they are good arguments and they need to be made, so I will make them. But if you're looking for an original idea, you're not going to find it here, so go find another video. I'll wait. Okay, so now that he's gone, argument number 1. You go into Walmart, right? Or Target or Kmart or any brick and mortar store, and you see a sign that says, Merry Christmas. And it makes you feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It makes you feel great. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever stopped for a second to consider how the Jew next to you feels? Or how the Hindu next to you feels? Or how the Muslim next to you feels? No, of course not. These are God's people. You know? These are the selfless, love thy neighbor, but don't fuck with my Christmas. You believe something slightly different than I do, so I don't care if you're offended or not. What matters is my feelings. As a multinational conglomerate, you need to be concerned with how I feel. You need to make sure that you don't offend me and my personal beliefs and fuck everybody else, even though that goes against my entire religion to say fuck everybody else. We're gonna say fuck everybody else, right? Because it doesn't matter how they feel. It doesn't matter that there's no Happy Hanukkah or Happy Kwanzaa or anything like that in the store. No, it doesn't. As long as I'm not offended, as long as my beliefs are prominently and proudly displayed, none of this Happy Holidays bullshit, I'll be happy. Furthermore, I've never heard a big push or a big kickback from any other religion. I've never heard any other religion put up such a fight in this country. Jews don't put up a fight to have menorahs in Walmart. Now, I'm sure that there's some outlier that does. There's probably a few people here and there. But as a whole, other religions generally don't complain the way Christians do. So, it's only Christians that I can tell. If I'm wrong, by all means correct me. And I did acknowledge that there could be outliers that do that, but on the whole, Christianity is the only group of people complaining that their beliefs are not prominently represented. Okay? Number 2, Christmas is no longer about Christ. It hasn't been about Christ, at least since I've been alive. I can't speak before that because I wasn't there. But as long as I've been alive, Christmas has not been about Christ. Christmas, whether you want to hear it or not, is a capitalist holiday like every other holiday. There are reasons for people to go out and buy things. Christmas is about food, presents, and football in America. I can't speak for anywhere else because I'm not anywhere else and I haven't experienced anywhere else. So the fact that you get offended that places don't say Merry Christmas is an empty gesture at best. You know, I feel like the majority of people, and when I say the majority, I'm not even including the atheists. I feel like the majority of people don't spend the day recognizing the birth of Jesus Christ. Again, I'm sure there are some outliers that do, here and there. But as the majority, American people spend their Christmas with food, presents, and football. And obviously family. Now, I've heard Christians make the argument that family is an extension of Christ, and therefore Christ is still part of Christmas. There are so many times in the Bible where Jesus Christ tears families apart, denounces families and such. I'm going to paraphrase very badly from the Bible here. Jesus Christ said, "Think not that I come to bring peace, but a sword. I come to pit a daughter against her mother and a father against his son. For anyone who loves their mother or father more than me is not worthy of me, and anyone who loves their son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me." Now, again, that is an extremely poor paraphrase, and I'm aware of that. And it's going to be slightly different depending on which version of the Bible you're reading, but the context is there none the same. You get the general premise. So, with that knowledge, please explain to me, someone, how the family unit is an extension of Jesus Christ. Because I call bullshit. Absolutely, I call bullshit on that. 100%. Point number 3, and probably the most important in my mind. If you only absorb one thing from this video, I want you to listen to this. There are 3 holidays around this time of the year in the US. You have Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's. And you can even throw a Halloween in there if you want, so that's a 4th. 4 major holidays around the same exact time of year. By printing signs that say Happy Holidays, companies save money. Okay? Rather than having to print 4 different signs, they can print one and leave it up for 4 or 5 months. They don't have to spend money on 4 or 5 different signs. And they can leave it up for 4 or 5 months and it encompasses everything. The reason why stores have signs that say Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas is because it saves fucking money. I would argue that it's not even a matter of political correctness at all. Now, a PR person for those companies might tell you that, but I don't think so. I think the evidence is there. I think that it's all about money. Saving money in this case, by only having to print one fucking sign. It's not about your Jesus. It's not about political correctness. It's not even about the poor guy next to you who believes something different. It's all about saving a couple bucks. That's all it is. And the people who get offended over this are ridiculous. Absolutely the most ridiculous people on the face of the earth. Like Josh Fierstein. Remember last year? Oh, Starbucks took Christ off the cups. Who cares? It's going in the garbage anyway. Do you really want Christ in the garbage, Josh? Is that what you're saying? And that's just one example. That's the one I could think of off the top of my head because, as I'm sure you're well aware, my videos are not scripted. I'm just talking. Which is why they can get rambly at times too. But that's my point. Like, there's so many things going on in the world that you could care about, and that's the nitpick that you choose to pull at. I don't even know if that made sense as a phrase, but you know what I meant. There's so many things that you could be focusing your energy on, and that's what you think is the best use of your time. Protesting where and where does not say Merry Christmas. You know what? If you're one of those fucks that gets offended, don't shop at those stores. You know how much they're hurting by not having your business? Fucking zero. I, as an atheist, very much enjoy Christmas. This is my favorite time of the year. And I think any atheist can enjoy Christmas because, as I've said earlier in this video, Christmas is not about Christ. So if you are an atheist who enjoys Christmas but feels guilty for enjoying Christmas, and I've spoken to some, which is why I'm throwing this in here, if you enjoy celebrating Christmas but also feel guilty because you're supposed to be an atheist, absolutely do not. Christmas is about spending time with your family, it's about getting presents, and it's about eating food. It has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. So enjoy your holiday. Anybody who thinks that Christmas is still about Christ or that the feelings of the person next to you don't matter, your morals are wrong.